Okay, this tutorial is for lesson 24, which is all about editing polylines. 23 was all about drawing polylines, and now in 24 we're going to learn how to edit them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a polyline for 24A. And again, you need to pay attention to the dimensions and the width. I'm just going to kind of show some examples, so I'm not really going to worry too much about that. But there is my polyline currently, and if I want to edit that, if I need to close it, I can always highlight the polyline, right click, and go to Polyline Edit. I can either do that, or I can type in PE enter, and it says specify the polyline. This is it right here, and now it gives me my options, like if I want to close it, C enter, and it closes it, or if I want to edit it, PE enter, select the polyline, and now maybe I want to open it, and it will open just fine. Okay, another thing I want you to be aware of is if you were to just draw a polyline, something like this, one of the cool things about this is using Spline. So if I go to PE enter, specify the polyline right here, hit S for Spline, then it gives me a bunch of grips that I can use to make this different shapes, and of course you can snap it to different places and different things like that. And you can use the grips to make different curvatures or different types of lines and things like that. So that can be helpful when you're drawing custom lines or something that might be a little bit more artistic or something like that. So anyway, that's 24A. 24B simply starts out with a rectangle, and it tells you that a rectangle is a form of a polyline. So it wants a dimension of 3 by 5, and there's my rectangle up there. So I'm going to move it back into the title block, something like this, and we're going to edit the polyline. So I'm going to do it this way this time. Right click, Polyline Edit, change the width, W enter. I believe they wanted that 0.5, enter, and that one is done. So there's 24B. Make sure you show the before and the after. 24C is kind of fun. Polyline, and they want us to draw a couple different segments, 2, and then another 2-inch segment, and then a third 2-inch segment. And once I have that and I select the polyline, you can see I have a grip every 2 inches. So here's what they want us to do with that one. They want us to go to PE or Polyline Edit, specify the polyline, and now we need to edit the vertex, so go E enter. And you'll notice when you do that, you see a little X come up, and when that comes up, once we do that, then we want to change the width. W enter. The starting width looks like it's going to be 1, and the end width is going to be 0.5. And the next thing I need to do is click on N for next, so it moves the vertex. So N, enter, and you'll notice that moved my X from the bottom to right here to the next grip, which this is 2 inches up, or where you saw the grip back when I had just the regular line. And again, I need to change the width. I believe this one is 0.5 for both, according to the book. So that one looks like that. Then N, enter for next. And again, you see the X move up here and change the width. I believe the starting width, according to the book, is 2, and the end width is 0. And so it would look something like that when it is all said and done. Okay, there's 24C. 24D, which is actually going to be the last one that we do, it wants us to start out by just drawing using regular lines. So I'm going to do something like this, and bring this guy over here. And so once I do that, I'm actually going to copy that. And so it looks like it does in the book, more or less. And remember, this is regular line, so each of these is a separate entity. This is not a polyline currently. What it tells us to do in the book is go to Polyline Edit. So if I highlight this and right-click, Polyline Edit is not even an option there. So if that's the case, you just go PE enter, and it will say specify polyline, and it says select the first segment drawn, which will be this one. And it says, hey, that is not a polyline. Do you want to turn it into one? And I'll hit Y for yes. So now only this first one is a polyline. Okay? So now I'm going to go to W for width, and I'm going to type in 0.1 according to the book. And now you can see that that one has a width of 0.1. Then it says select join, or J for join, J enter. And it says specify entities. And I should be able to just select all the rest of these and hit enter. And that did not work the way that it was supposed to. So Control Z. So I'm going to go ahead and go to PE and specify this polyline right here and go to join J, and now I click on this one and I'll hit enter. And so now I believe that these are a polyline. So now I can go PE enter, W enter, and make sure that they are all 0.1, and J enter, and so I'm going to specify all of these as a polyline. And once I do that, then I should be able to change the width to 0.1 for all of them and make it look like it does in the book. Okay? Last but certainly not least, I'm going to make a copy of this and paste it over here. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to PE enter and specify the polyline. And once I have that, I can hit S enter for spline, and it gives me something that looks like that. And then again, you have a bunch of different grips which you can make it look different, you know, whether you're drawing a seismograph or, you know, a mountain range or what have you. These different grips will allow you to do different things. You know, you can loop things together, and there's all sorts of different things that you can do with the grips that will help you to make different shapes that you're trying to make, whether you're trying to draw a chord for an iPod or what have you. So mess around with it. It takes a little getting used to watching that command window. And we're just going to do 24A, 24B, 24C, and 24D, and we're going to bypass 24E. All right, so we'll see you in the next tutorial.